Hello everyone, welcome back to Plane Survival. Today, we're going to start putting in the new field. So, got our plow. We'll head on over to the area that we've carved out and set up to put in our field. Let's go ahead and head down this side here. I think that's pretty straight. Alright, we need to enable the create field. Alright. We are set. Let's carve in the boundary first. And then we will take care of the rest of it. Now, this field's just going to get grass at first. We don't have any way to harvest anything else, and so even though I have a seeder that will allow me to put in some additional seed, there's no way to harvest. So I am a little bit particular about the edges here. So let's go ahead and go up just a little bit, drop down, and see how we've done. All right, I think that's pretty good. It's well, we're gonna have to fix that to satisfy my OCD. That line is not straight. That's all right. We'll get the rough boundary put in here and then I'll straighten everything out when we're done. This is right about where I wanted to end this field. Kind of at the edge of this old barn here. All right, well, there's my first field. I figured out what the steering problem was. Every time the patch is released for the game, it resets the settings for my steering wheel, and it had increased my dead zone, and so I needed to drop that back down. Anyway, field is in, and that's good news. So we'll drop the cultivator off here, and what's next is to get some seed in the ground. And so this seeder actually is full, has some seed in it now. So let's go ahead and get saddled up and get this seed in the ground. Do another time-lapse video here. Okay, that should take care of getting this field planted, and I think that we'll put this up. And then I think it'll be time for a rest, and we'll see how that silage is doing. I would like to get a little bit of a yard established here. So I'm thinking about doing a small amount of landscaping and getting a little bit of a drive put in. I do want to pay for gravel, so I'm not ready to pay for gravel. I don't have enough money for gravel at the moment. I think that what we can do here is just kind of put in some dirt put some tracks in where we would be driving, and then later we'll put in gravel when we can afford to pay for it. All right, so let's take a look at that real quick, and maybe I'll put that in. All right, put a little bit of a track in. Let's go ahead and sleep. And 8 a.m. should be fine. All right, see how that silage is looking here. Be good to get that in and make a little bit more cash. 80%, so we're not done yet. Let's see if we have anything in the sale today. Oh, interesting. Not that we have the money for any of this stuff. Cedar. This bale wrapper is interesting. I'd like to be able to get that, but as I said, we don't have the money for any of that, and the silage isn't quite ready yet, and even if it were ready, we're going to have to get it sold, and that's going to take some more effort here. So 80%, it's going to be just a bit longer, so I think we'll just, not much we can do but sit and wait. So I think we'll have a seat and come back here in a few minutes and check it out. Let's get this stuff opened up and hauled off and make a little more profit. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake, I think, and the mistake that I made is that those wheel compactors were doing a really good job of compacting. So good, in fact, that I reached 100% just on the far end there. And what I should have done is gone ahead and finished compacting the rest of it, because it would have made it a lot easier to collect up in this forage wagon. And now I am a little bit concerned that I'm gonna get stuck. So we're gonna give it a go. We're gonna see what happens, and there's a good chance it's gonna get stuck, and we'll have to do some video editing. And we're stuck. All right, well, we've got our first full load here, thanks to the help of super strength. We were able to pull this tractor on through, and it finished collecting up. So certainly I don't like doing that. Now, unfortunately, we have a long drive down. I'm not going to go all the way to the BGA. Don't even care what price is better. I'm just going to go to the animal dealer. It's the closest place, and that's still going to take me a good 30 minutes to drive down there. So, on that note, I'll just keep trucking here. All right, well, we're about to pull into the animal dealer up here, and This long drive's really got me thinking about needing to get a different tractor. This tractor is just too slow, not enough horsepower. I think it's 135 or 145 horsepower. It just really taps it out to haul this thing down here, and 12 miles an hour maybe is actually okay with this old tractor, but I can't just keep doing this. So really want to get something a little bit faster. Another option would be to pick up a pickup truck or something that I could move some things around with, but then again, I'm gonna need to get a trailer and a way to fill that trailer. All right, so we'll drop off this first load and see how we do. Like I said, I didn't even check the price. It doesn't really matter. We just need to get it sold. So I think we've got a little less than $9,000, and we took a nice environmental penalty on that one. Well, that's to be expected, because we put that field in. I think we're now racking up penalty points on the precision farming mod. So anyway, let's head back on up and do it all over again. I think I might let this one run and do a little time lapse here. My nice long slow drive back. That takes care of all the silage. We're up to $33,547 in the bank. I've got a couple of little piles of chaff here and a little bit on the end. I'm going to incorporate that into my next silage production. In the meantime, I've been thinking a little bit about what it is we want to buy next, and at first I looked at the sale, and this is a little bit nicer cedar, but the one I've got's working just fine. I think the working width is the same, 3 meters. Everything else is either not needed quite yet or a little bit oversized or whatnot. So then I got to thinking about, all right, so I want to get through one more silage production, and I'm going to target getting this combine here or potentially one of these 3 combines here, depending on how much money I can make. And, you know, of course, I'm going to need to get the harvesting head. But anyway, that'll move us into crops. So then I get to thinking, well, what are we going to do for hauling the crops at first? And so as I come down in here, I'm thinking of getting this spreader. So this spreader is 21,700. I can do lime and fertilizer with that. So I can also put a cover on it so I can store my product in there. And then that would leave me a little bit of money left over, but not a lot. So I think I need to invest in a trailer, and I'm looking at this one here, which I can max out at a capacity of 19,100 liters. Looks like a pretty nice trailer. This would allow me to be able to run a harvester and at least haul off a fairly decent amount of grain or whatnot at a time. And let's just go back. It will hold basically all of the material. So I think that those are going to be my next 2 purchases. And even with that said and done, I expect to have in the neighborhood of $6,000 remaining. Now, what to use that remaining $6,000 for is going to be fertilizer and lime so that we can get that field taken care of. So if we look now, we do have this little field here. We can see that based on the status of this field, it needs rolling. And I believe it's going to need lime. But at this point in time, we don't have any precision farming equipment, so we can't really check on that. So, on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and purchase those 2 items. Fertilizer spreader. Get it with a cover. And the trailer. And we'll get the maximum size. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. It might be a little bit shorter episode. But the next step is just more grass mowing and silage production. And we're doing quite a bit of that lately. So, thanks for watching.